Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is sorry, just trying to get my screen set up. What's going on here? Why can't you see me? Yep, he is still kicking. I am just trying to figure out why you can't see me. Give me 1 second. Some technical difficulties. Well, that is the weirdest thing. Also, I do have a schedule. Every Friday and Sunday at 8 o'clock. I will try one last thing, and then we're just probably going to have to deal with me not being on the screen tonight. I did manage to upgrade my microphone, so I'm currently using the one that I used to record the episode, so my sound quality, at the very least, should be much better tonight. Okay, I guess I'm just not going to be on the screen tonight, but that'll be fine. I will get that fixed. So, by Sunday, that should be a-okay. In the meantime, though, we've got a Scotland to conquer, and there we go. It looks like some of our vassals are at war. It is plugged in. I don't know what's going wrong with it. It might not like the new setup I got. It was working earlier. I'll get it fixed. But for now, let's just enjoy a relaxing game on this 4th of July weekend. And what else do you drink on 4th of July weekend but some good American bourbon? So, also that sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. This is a very interesting game to introduce people to, because it can be very intimidating to look at. I mean, I remember the first time I fired up CK2, I was beyond confused. Now, this game is a hell of a lot more user-friendly than CK2 ever was. But still, there's a lot to pick up. Also, my heir is shaping up to be pretty solid. He's just going to be very old when he inherits the throne. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. No sense for anybody who isn't a communist celebrating that, because the Maoists were exceptionally brutal. Also, yeah, your first few hours of CK2, you're probably going to spend it entirely on Noob Island. Learning the ropes, because you're going to need to lose a bunch of games before you can actually be any good at it. Well, we've got a Jaime and Cersei Lannister situation going on here. Yes, that is a good idea. Well, I'm gonna have to take the devotion because I really don't want my son to be in trouble. Alright, so what's his kid looking like? He kind of sucks. Yeah, he kind of sucks. I bet there are. And that's what happens when you have as much money to throw away as their government. Also, I'm gonna die soon. Yeah, that is pretty rough with the PU situation in EU4. If RN Jesus is on your side, it is one of the easiest ways to get powerful. But if RN Jesus decides he doesn't like you today, then you're not gonna have a fun time. All right, what are we building down here? I think I think I'm going to go with the Royal Armories. Really boost my men a bit more. Because right now, these three cities are so absurdly powerful, it's not even funny. Yeah, sure, let's imprison her. She's not related to me. And I'm dead. Alright, so what are we looking like? I'm okay. My heir sucks. He sucks real bad. So I'm gonna give him my Irish holdings. There's no sense in me hanging on to those now that I have. After Scotland, my goal is to conquer Norway, kind of pull an Uno reverse card on the Vikings, and Denmark probably too, and form the North Sea Empire. But from the other direction, because the historical North Sea Empire was a Dane ruling over England and Denmark and also Norway. So we're doing it the other way. Oh, and we got a faction already. Well, it's a good thing I have a shitload of money because we're going to hire some mercenaries. Alright, who else can I hire? Some cavalry should help. Turn that up just a little bit. Okay. Also, I would like to maintain that this is one of the most cursed Europes I have ever seen. This is just gross. And then you got the Byzantines controlling this random chunk of France. I hate everything about that. I like talking to the chat because it sometimes people will pose historical questions that can send me on a very long rant. But it's one that I like to think usually teaches people something. Okay, what can I do to disarm some of you assholes? Right. Hopefully that gets a chunk of you out of the ultimatum. Right. So the term Dark Ages pisses me off. Largely, it's a term that was invented post hoc by Enlightenment thinkers to denigrate the more to denigrate the Catholic past, basically. Because the thing you got to understand about most Enlightenment thinkers is that they were largely Protestants, and they had no real love for the Catholic Church or really older um, ways of establishing a government. Sorry, I'm a little I'm a little fried. It was a busy week at work. But a lot of the idea of the Dark Ages is propaganda, modern propaganda to disparage an era that really was not that much worse than the era the Enlightenment thinkers were living in. The church was a big part of it, but hold on. I need to go smack around some unruly vassals. Oh, well, this is great. Now my wife is figuring out about my incestuous relationship with my sister. Gotta love that. This game is wild. I'll take your loyalty because I don't want to deal with another civil war. Yes, so the main reason that you saw order reestablished among the tribal kingdoms that were set up in the wake of Rome is that they all loosely followed Christianity. Now, the actual Orthodox beliefs that we have with us today hadn't really been laid down yet, so you get a guy like Charlemagne who has like 6 or 7 mistresses that we know of over the course of his life. Who is still declared a saint, which I always thought was interesting. Because he really played fast and loose with the rules, but the Pope was kind of okay with it because he needed Charlemagne a lot more than Charlemagne needed him. But the Franks kind of established this symbiotic relationship with the church that lays the groundwork for a functioning medieval society that isn't just endless warlordism. Oh, nice. Um, so, fun fact about the word Frank is the sort of how the Crusaders referred to. Oh, my son had twins. Thank God. I thought he wouldn't have an heir. So, the Crusaders referred to the Muslims sort of en masse as Saracens. Well, they referred to the Europeans en masse as Franks, even though, well, most of them were French, but there were significant numbers of Germans and Englishmen and even some Hungarians that went on crusade. Alright, once I take this city, I should be able to go kick the ever-living shit out of these assholes down in Dorset. So the medieval era was certainly full of a lot of warlordism, but sort of the Pope crowning kings is a big part of. So Frank originates from the Germanic tribe called the Franks, who originated roughly here at the Rhine Delta. They were for a very long time a sort of border people to the Roman Empire. And as the Roman Empire started to fall apart, um, they moved into northern France and occupied roughly this region. And Frank is where France gets its name from. But they were originally a Germanic tribe who sort of were Frankified as through the mixing of the Germanic and French cultures, or rather, Germanic and Vulgar Latin cultures. They became something new, and that's what we call the modern French, although it took them a very long time to get to that point. Though it could mean different things in different areas. I'm not entirely sure. I just know that the Franks, as a people, were the origin point of the nation of France. Alright, who owns this? Alright, you're my direct vassal, so I'm going to give it to you. That should help you to not hate me. So that's, if you go read a lot of old French, that's more or less... You can see much more Germanic influence in older versions of French. Modern French develops a long time after. Wait, what did I just do? Need to transfer vassals. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. That was... I told you, my brain is kind of fried. Oh, I got nothing against either party. I've been to both countries, and I enjoyed my time in each. I was just saying that the word Frank originally referred to sort of the Frankish people, who were the Germanic tribe that the French came from. Or at least the northern French. There is a bit of difference between the what constitutes northern and southern French, because the Occitans, although from my understanding, the Occitan culture has kind of been replaced by broader French culture. But the Occitans were the southern French, and they were always a bit different from the northern French, who were the Franks. There was throughout the medieval era this sort of southern French regional identity that was rather powerful. I'm gonna hang on to Buckingham. But the thing you got to realize about post-Roman Europe is pretty much all of Western Europe are different flavors of Germanic tribes that migrated into the area. So the Franks, the Burgundians down in Spain, the Visigoths and the Suebi, and then even in Africa you get the Vandals migrating and setting up a kingdom down here. Anglo-Saxons in England, and the Lombards in Italy. They were all Germanic peoples who were driven westward due to the Huns, and actually climate change is a big issue there, because during the sort of late Roman, early medieval period, a lot of the lands that the Germans had previously occupied in the east became rather inhospitable, and famine was common, so a lot of them just up and left and moved into Roman territory, at the same time that the Roman government completely and utterly failed to actually manage the situation. And actually, some of the Germans, at least, originated kind of around here. The theories that I've seen say that the original stock came from roughly Sweden, migrated through Poland and down to the Crimea, where they actually survived up until roughly the 18th century, when the last of the Crimean Goths, who were the last of the East German speakers, died out. Or at least the language died out. I'm sure the people were sort of assimilated into the horse nomads that took over the Crimea. And let's negotiate your release. It's an act of tyranny. So, modern Germans are, in terms of language, have sort of the most Germanic language, but most of the Germans who went westward mixed with local languages and created Romance languages, which are modern French, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and actually Romanian is also a Romance language, but that's different for a lot of reasons. But the Germans, and actually the language barrier is a big part of what led to the split of the Frankish kingdom. So the western parts of the kingdom, modern day France, were where the sort of fusion with Vulgar Latin was most prevalent. So linguistically, by the end of the reign of Louis the Pious, they had already begun to kind of differentiate from one another language-wise. The West sort of speaking Proto-French, and the East speaking a much more Germanic language. At least a Germanic less influenced by Latin. And then the Anglo-Saxons were kind of their own thing. They spoke a Germanic language, but that has largely faded over time, and actually due to French influence in large part during the Norman invasion. So had you not seen a Norman invasion, English would probably sound a hell of a lot more Germanic than it does. Alright, let's revoke your title. I love revoking the titles of foolish vassals who think they can rebel against me. Alright, who can we give this land to? This is a lot of internal politics I've got to deal with. Granted, not that far off from what the medieval era was actually like. It was, in a lot of places, kind of a fustercluck. I don't know why you hate me. Well, I guess I am incestuous, but, you'll like me after I give you land. Or at least hate me less. Alright, there you go. Alright, who else we gotta deal with? Duchess of Deira. Let's revoke your titles. Alright, need a new Lord of Deira. Let's give it to... A lot of these people fucking hate me. Let's give it to my nephew. He's of the dynasty. No, we keep Buckingham. And then I can transfer a vassal to you. Oh wait, no, you hate me too. So let's take your title as well. What is alright, so let's give you Westmoreland, which makes me think of Shakespeare. I am a little bit of a Shakespeare dork. Once I took Took a Shakespeare class in college just for shits and giggles, which is not something a lot of people do, I think. Alright, we've still got more shithead vassals we gotta clean up. Let's execute you. Yeah, I don't care. I'm already incestuous. Kinslayer's not that bad by comparison. Duke of Ulster. I'll ransom you. Don't really feel like redistributing your land. Duke of Cornwall. He doesn't hate me so much. You can probably ransom him out. And who are you? Why are you imprisoned? I'll ransom you. Whatever. Alright, who else we gotta deal with? 69, nice. Alright, the Earls. I'll just ransom them out. Get a lot more shekels, because that's the main thing allowing me to hold on to my land at this point, is just an absurd amount of money that lets me hire mercenaries out the ass every time I get in trouble. There we go. Yeah, well, I mean, he's a family member who betrayed me, but I'm already incestuous, so how much worse can people's perception of me get? The only thing allowing me to hang on to the throne at this point is money and the fact that a lot of people are scared of me. Not gonna worry about you. Get a stewardship perk, though. Alright. Now we can probably deal with Scotland. I don't really want the Duke of Ulster getting stronger, so let's not do that. Let's set up my own claims. Oh, he really hates me. Oh boy. Well, let's start expanding into... Yeah, no, power is power. They are... Most of my kingdom is scared shitless of me, so... The weird incestuous lunatic who lords over them all. Crusader Kings is a wild game for a lot of reasons. The number one being, you can just play a straight-up incestuous psycho. That is a valid playstyle. You gotta love any game that lets you have... that gives you the freedom to be a complete fucking lunatic. Yeah, whatever. He's never gonna like me because I'm kind of an incestuous... I'm an adulterous, incestuous kinslayer. I am pretty fucking detestable. And it looks like my son is following in my footsteps because I think he's got herpes. I can't extend that contract. But I've still got a shitload of men. Alright, need a new... Oh, jeez, they all hate me. Alright, let's see who is the most powerful, so I can keep them from wanting to fucking kill me. Yeah, exactly. Alright, what kind of factions we gotta deal with? Yeah, that is a long list of reasons to hate me. Yes, I will accept that proposal and marry off my daughter. Who else? I should probably try to secure an alliance with somebody. Osraid is way better than Balthier, although they're neither one's great. I mean, yeah, Crusader Kings is, to a degree, just a medieval power fantasy that lets you act out all of your feudal psychopathy. Honestly, when you have as much money as I do, there's not much any of my vassals can actually do to fuck with me. Let's keep funding the philosopher. That's rough. They can be a hard one to get because they're one of the more powerful players in the HRE. Oh yeah, no, it's same way. All right, well I got a claim on the whole duchy. I've got it pretty much maxed out. This London alone is responsible for more than half of my income. It's ridiculous. All right, that is going to give me some sexy borders, and I'll control half of Scotland. Hey there, welcome to the stream. How you've been doing? All right, let's go kill us some Scotsmen. I don't know. It's not agreeing with me tonight. We're having some technical difficulties. So I am going to try to get that fixed before the Sunday stream. But tonight we're going without because I'm out of ideas tonight. Let's go with the tax contribution. Wait, what's going on? Oh, let's add irritable. Let's be an irritable, incestuous freak. What could possibly go wrong? Can't go tits up. Incestuous lunacy is the meta in CK3. Alright, let's kill all you guys. This should just be a slaughterhouse, if I can actually catch them. That is, I believe, a religious vassal. But I probably can build it up, too. Yeah, right here. He's maxed out, though. And none of my other cities are slackers. Winchester, Wareham, and Colchester are all just raking in the money. The only thing that's killing me up in Scotland is the oh yeah, no, England is one of the most powerful kingdoms in CK2 and CK3. It was more powerful in CK2 because you actually needed to manage boats. And so invading was a lot harder in CK2. Come on, take the city. Take it already. I don't want these Scotsmen getting away. I mean, they're going to, but it is what it is. Come on, take the city. Fuck. I can lower Crown Authority. That would probably be an easy way to deal with that situation. Oh yes, Adamite. That is, I have seen that religion. It's funny. Though it was not a legitimate heresy though. It was not around in the medieval era. I think it's just a creation of the game. Really, the big heresies of the medieval era would have been the Albigensians in particular. There were whole crusades launched against them. Yeah, they were a headache for the church for quite a while. Alright, when in doubt, hire mercenaries. Hey there, welcome to the stream. Sorry I don't have the camera up tonight. I have been having technical difficulties and I haven't the faintest idea how to fix it right now. I will get it fixed before the next stream though. This attrition is nuts. Come on, take the city. Yeah, I'll take that stewardship, thank you. Maintenance costs down. That's always a good one to have. Ah, shit. Come on, get there, get there, get there, get there, get... Fuck! There we go. Yep, I am still working on Britain, and the Scotsmen are proving to be troublesome. I'll get him, though. Alright, let's go take Edinburgh. Nice, I'm de-stressing with the death of my enemies. Gotta keep an eye on the factions here. Because if I lose too many men in this war, well, I'm done. Alright. We can do this. We've got this. Alright, that's Edinburgh. Alright, they are taking a sweet old time sieging that city down. So I ought to be able to get this. Come on, take it. Take it already. Yeah, the mighty dynasty founded by Alfred the Great has kind of degraded into a bunch of incestuous, creepy weirdos. But hey, such is the fate of many great dynasties. Look at the Habsburgs. They married everyone in Europe and ran out of people to marry, so they started marrying each other. There we go. Nice. Still won't be able to usurp Scotland. At least until I take more of the lowlands. But we're getting there. You look good. Philosopher? Sure. I think I've been hiring him to write a treatise or something. I should be able to form this duchy, or at least usurp it. No, because he's in a war. They did. They did. If you were really into absurdly large chins, they were gorgeous. No, the Habsburgs, and they're still around actually, so they kind of got the last laugh on a lot of the dynasties they hated. Yeah, currently I believe the scion of the dynasty is a Formula One driver. Sure. Go visit him. Alright. Let's go back to ransoming people. Who else? What other? The Hohenzollerns are still around. The Romanovs are still around, but they're not the direct line of Romanov. What is the Browning? That is a rebelling count. He is currently... The Earl of Lindsey seems to be fighting his liege. Spain's royalty is the Bourbon line, which were actually French kings. The current Bourbon line of Spain, I want to say is a holdover from the Napoleonic era, but I am not an expert on that time period at all. But I do know that the Bourbons were a French dynasty. They were the last major dynasty to hold the French throne. After the Carolingians, the next major dynasty were the Capet, and they ruled France right up into the late medieval era, when they were replaced by a cadet branch called de Valois, and that's where all the kings for the next couple centuries came from. And then the Bourbons were the last major dynasty to rule France, aside from the Napoleon dynasty, if you want to count them as French royalty. But I know some French historians who debate that they really can't be considered part of the old line of kings, because they were sort of post-revolutionary. Yeah, let's accept them. Oh, Yeah, no, you know what? Fuck you. All you vassals kind of suck anyway, so... All I'm trying to do is enhance the glory of our wonderful kingdom, and you dickheads keep launching civil wars against me. Oh, I can create the empire, actually. That'll make this whole thing go more smoothly. That'll also give me more vassals, or fewer vassals to actually deal with, I think. There we go. We are now the emperors of Britannia. There's a new empire born today. See, that was done before I took control of this character. I take no responsibility for the actions of my child. Welsh Catholic populists. Oh, well, you guys are... You should be pretty easy to deal with. Alright, let's take it. Granted, I gotta wait until the truce here wears out. Yes, it is rather powerful. But this should allow me to keep the number of vassals who hate me to a minimum. So my heir is the King of Ireland. Let's see, can I make you the Queen of Wales? Wait, does Wales still exist? No, Wales does not exist. Alright, but that kind of makes my vassal situation easier to deal with. Still got these factions causing trouble, but I'm pretty confident I can deal with them. Oh, we need a marshal. Yeah, let's make my son my marshal. That can't hurt. Yeah, Cornwall is... He's been rather quiet since I showed him what for in the Civil War. Oh no, what's going on here? Yeah, the Dukes of Deira up here just can't keep it together. They have more Civil War issues than I do. Alright, let's ransom you. Alright, I might be able to sway him now. Get my... Earldom of Buckingham. Yeah, join my court. Come here. I want to keep the land to myself, but you can come join the court if you like. Let's keep upgrading our holdings here. There we go. Thing I like about Britannia is it has some of the sexiest borders because your vassals can't do stupid, disgusting shit like this. Or this. Or this, where Poland and Greater Poland are two separate things. Yeah, I don't really feel like spending money on any of that right now. Holy shit. Well, that's one way to do it. Oh, we can ransom more people. Yes, give me all of your shekels. I will use that to further enhance the kingdom. Once I get hoardings, which I think... Okay, it's not going to be for a little bit until I get those. I think I don't get those until the late medieval era. I will take mangonels, though. I might be able to do it. I've got 400 years left of the game. Let's see how far I can get. Actually, what is going on over here? Actually, this is interesting. So, modern Sri Lanka is separate from India, but historically they were connected by a very narrow land bridge that was wiped out by a hurricane, I want to say in the 15th century. 14th or 15th. But yeah, for a long time, Sri Lanka and India were connected to one another. I will see what I can do. Have Anglo-Saxon colonial India way, way, way too early. Okay, we got to restore county control in Hampshire. And we can build a county building there. Damn it, just like me already, you bastard. Be my friend. Let's get a new physician up in here. That's what I'm probably going to do. I want my main dynasty in full control of Britain, though. And since Wales doesn't really exist anymore, I'm probably going to have my heirs be the kings of Ireland. So they get to, like, test out ruling a smaller island before they're in charge of the main island. Should be soon. It's gotta be soon. Not quite yet. One thing I really liked about CK2 that we don't really get in CK3 is it would tell you how much longer was left on the truces. So he is at war. So it looks like the Duke of Ulster is going to take that province for me. So let me get my bishop here to get me a claim on something else. Yeah, that should be quite easy. Ooh, that's because that would also require me to conquer a good chunk of Africa. Oh, good. I thought that was France down there. Like, that is way too early for that, France. All right, I thought the European border gore was bad. The African border gore is way worse. One of you needs to get really strong because this is just disgusting to look at. Somebody needs to fix this. Also, I could definitely do that. Just pull a big old Uno reverse card on all the tribes that I'm not particularly surprised. It's still disgusting to look at. All right, I will take my claim there. It's like Russia always looks disgusting in Crusader Kings games. Like this is just gross. I don't know why it always looks like this, but oh wow, what are you guys doing down here? Well, good luck, Byzantium. I will probably add those to my domain. Yeah, just give me a nice little secret base way up north. Oh yeah, that's I found a mod that changes it to that. Makes it a bit more historically accurate because the Byzantines. Um, Byzantium is a sort of modern creation. It's a historiographical term that the Byzantines themselves, and it's just force of habit using it, but the Eastern Romans themselves never actually used it. They referred to themselves as Romaioi, or Romans, right up until 1453, and they would have very much resented you for calling them Byzantines. No, Byzantium is a term that was invented by historians after the fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Turks, in an effort to sort of drive some distance between the Turks and the Roman Empire. Because the Turks did like to think of themselves as the successors to Rome, too, just like pretty much everyone else. Right, but the Pope in Rome and the Eastern Roman Emperor never really got along all that well. They hated each other. Actually, it was an ages-old debate over whether the Pope or Caesar should be more powerful. And the main argument for the Caesar being more powerful was that there still was a Caesar in the East. It was the Pope. I don't think the Pope ever intended to become as powerful as he was. It just kind of happened that way because there was no Roman emperor over him for a long time. And what Roman emperor there later was he got his title from the Pope. Alright, I'll take that title. Thank you very much. Alright. Let's give it to you. Because you're the most powerful one up here. Alright. We have a Duchess of Strathclyde now. But yeah, the rivalry between the Pope and... Yeah, so the... who is the Third Rome has always been a matter of some debate. There are some people who think it's Finland, actually. But after they conquered Constantinople, the Ottoman Turks did claim being the Third Rome, but they had no real connection to the old Roman religion. So the Russians also claimed to be the Third Rome by right of, partially by marriage, because the Russian royal family did marry some members of the Paleologoi, but mostly by religion, because they were the only other major Orthodox country. Alright, when can I usurp Scotland? I need 2 more counties and I can usurp Scotland, and then the rest of this is child's play. How's my son doing? He's gotten better, but he still kind of sucks. He's got the herpes, I think. Yeah, I think that's supposed to be herpes. I really want another young king who can hang onto the throne for a very long time. I mean, they already are. They're getting pretty close to actually reforming at least Justinian's empire. It's 1087. Time to pour myself some more whiskey. I would show you the bottle, but I am drinking James E. Pepper's 1776 bourbon. It is my favorite bourbon. It is delicious. I highly recommend you pick yourself up a bottle if you can find it. It's kind of hard to find. There's only one liquor store near me that actually carries it. I could take Gibraltar, maybe. Could maybe launch a crusade for it. Yep, it is distilled in Kentucky. It is delicious, and I love it. Oh, what's going on here? Son, are you okay? Just for having Gibraltar as England, it could be kind of funny. Well, my son has been a tyrant, and now he's at war with the other half of Ireland, so that should be fun. Is it? I mean, I know it is kind of weird to look at, but and if you hear fireworks in the background, I do apologize. That is something that happens around here. This weekend in particular. Yeah, you might be able to find it a bit easier. It's James E. Pepper. You can tell it from there's a big 1776 right on the front of the bottle. Um, it tastes like spicy caramel. I really enjoy it. I like them on the 4th of July proper. But every year there are so many idiots who wound themselves with like an M80 or something like that. Um, and they piss off neighborhood dogs. Like fireworks have been part of the 4th of July since forever. So I got nothing against them. And if they're in like the right context or on the day itself, it's fine. But it gets annoying when they're lighting them off 2 days beforehand and your dog is scared shitless. See, one thing, going back to whiskey for a moment, one thing I really enjoy about Maryland is you get some nice. We have a big like craft brewing and distilling movement right now. Did he? Well, he's hanging on to the. Oh, I guess he didn't. He was replaced by his son, my grandson, who is way better than him. Oh yeah, we should I just kill him? Can I kill him? I can't murder my own child. Damn it. Yeah, Christmas and New Year's are other big times to light them off in America. It's not a bad idea. I think he might already be my knight. Oh, we can get a Dynasty Legacy. I'll take that extra life expectancy. Alright, so we've completed the bloodline. But in Maryland, we have a lot of very, very nice craft distillers and craft brewers. If you're into alcohol, Maryland is a very good place to be. We have this one, though I've only ever found one bottle of it. It's kind of rare even in the state. Um, but Twin Valley Distillers makes this whiskey blend that is just delicious. It's called 1812, and if you ever find yourself in Southern Maryland, see if you can't grab a bottle because it is wonderful stuff. It is strong too. It's 95 proof whiskey. But I also have a special place in my heart for Irish whiskey. And I like Irish whiskey and I like American bourbon. Those are probably my two favorites. But like I can appreciate a good Scotch or a good American rye. It's just not my first choice. Oh, I died. Well, that's interesting. Long live the Emperor. Yes, long live me. All right, what's my edu? Oh, I'm learning. This is the first time I've gotten a learning. Let me take medicine. I'll live. What is wrong with my face? All right, so if I die pretty soon, we might get a decently young king in charge. All right. Well, come on, come on. There we go. All right, got to get him to not hate me. So let's sway him. It probably does not. Well, my uncle is now the king of Ireland. How the hell did that happen? Maybe so. All right, well, she's my marshal now. That's interesting. And she can't be fired. All right, let's. All right, well, both of you really fucking hate me. I think like the first king of Austria, Ladislaus Posthumus. I think his death is scripted. I'm not 100% though. Well, when in doubt, buy friends. But I think it happens pretty early because that's what happened historically. Is Ladislaus Posthumus died pretty early, and the Hunyadi dynasty took over Hungary, much to the chagrin of the Austrians. Okay, right. But I think he's scripted to die in most situations. I think there's like the once in a blue moon that he doesn't. I'm honestly just glad I have the stewardship to hang on to these provinces. Let's take military academies. Sure, I'll come party with you. All right, I think. Do I have Scholar? I already have Scholar. Let's rush towards Whole of Body and get that extra life expectancy. If only it worked like that IRL. That'd be great. All right. Sure, let's go party with you too. Yes, I look forward to partying with you. Oh, it might. Yes, it is over. All right, so we can go back to war with Scotland. This will cause me to lose fame. Why will it cause me to lose fame? Oh, okay, I need more prestige. Alright, so once I have the prestige, I'll go to war with him. Yes, you are. The chat is also great for making suggestions. Like if I can, I'll try to conquer India and be a true Englishman. That's the thing when you've gotten it down to just one main rival that you got to deal with is you got to wait until you can go to war with him. So let's look at the rest of Europe. Spain looks disgusting. It was looking like a pretty chunky Asturias, but it looks like the Byzantines have started moving into the area. They've taken over a huge chunk of North Africa. And if they can solve the civil war problem, there's a good chance we could see the complete restoration of at least Justinian's emperor. Game of Thrones. What a great series with such a lackluster ending. Yeah, they wear those because they're disfigured, I believe, which actually was something they did. Um, Also true. But so silver masks were actually something that disfigured people did in that day and age. So one of the most prominent examples was Baldwin the Fourth, the leper king of Jerusalem, who from a young age developed severe leprosy. And by the time he assumed the throne, his face was so horribly disfigured he wore a mask over it, a silver mask with a face, to stop from putting off his courtiers. Now, had he not had leprosy, he might have actually been a very good king. He certainly had some aptitude for ruling, but his disease left him completely incapacitated. I'll take that piety, thank you. What is my kid doing? He is doing fine, I think. He lost the throne of Ireland, but he's shaping up to be a pretty decent heir. Look at that stewardship stat. And he's cranked out a kid for me. I have got money out the ass. Granted, England in most Paradox games is, well, except for Hoi 4, because there is no money in Hoi 4, is there a problem money can't fix? And the answer is usually no. Yeah, Balthair. Very nice. But yeah, no, so... Oh, Crusades have started. Do we lateral to Jerusalem, or do we keep the Britannia run going? Now, I gotta see this Britannia run through. I've gotta finish my conquest of Scotland. Family members can get married. Let's see what alliances I can get out of my daughters. Ooh, I can get the King of Burgundy. That's nice. And the older one. Who can I get for you? Alliance power. Let's see. So she's fully grown, so I don't really want to betroth her. Who can't... I can't get any, maybe. Nah. I've got sons, so it's not a huge deal. Why is it not switching? Yeah, let's add Jerusalem to the Empire. What could possibly go wrong there? And let's start washing our hands. That'll help. Yeah, let's just yeet ourselves at the Holy Land. That'll be fun. And I will make my brother my beneficiary so he can rule Jerusalem once we've conquered it for the glory of God. Though I don't know why the Crusades have... this is the thing that always makes me laugh about Crusader Kings games. When you do this is the main reason the Crusades started was because the Turks conquered Anatolia. I don't think we have to worry about that right now, because the Oghuz Turks are still up here. And also, yes, I am going on crusade. What kind of a Christian ruler would I be if I didn't? And I've got 16,000 men. Oh yeah, no, I will be the richest kingdom in the world. I've got to have one of the largest armies in Europe, mostly because of London. I could do that if I had enough piety. The only problem there is I'm not sure I'm all that well liked yet, because my rule is pretty young. Why do you hate me? You're my marshal. You shouldn't hate me all that much. Also true. I might just do that once I've united all of Britain under my glorious rule. I shall form a new church. Wait, that was a mistake. I should not have formed an alliance. Oh well. Crusade time. Let's go to the Holy Land. Let's go for a nice vacation in Jerusalem. Let's hire some mercenaries to go with us. Here we go. Well, we got to take Jerusalem if we want to form the Church of England so we can have that legitimacy, right? Alright. I honestly might be able to take the Abbasids alone. Yeah, I can solo the Abbasids. They've only got 4,000 men they can call upon. I don't. I'll add some mercenaries to my army. That's for damn sure. When in doubt, just throw mercenaries at the problem. Say we've got the main body of the... I've got 22,000 men headed for the Holy Land. Let's see, maybe I can switch that to my kid. No. No, I can give it to my daughter. Let's give it to my... Wait, is she married to anybody? Let's find her a matrilineal spouse. He's a giant. Well, I don't really want that. I don't really want that trait getting into my bloodline. He's handsome. Let's give her the handsome Greek fellow. And... because she's young. Where did she go? There we go. Alright, she's my beneficiary now. That will give it my direct control, basically. So again, I do apologize if my neighbors bug you with the fireworks. That is a pretty beefy army we're going to be marching right into. Alright, the main body of the English army has arrived. Let's go take Jerusalem. Deus Vult! Holy shit! That is 42,000 men. That is way more than I expected. I'm boned. Run away. Let's run away. Oh no, we're screwed. Well, I don't think we're taking Jerusalem, lads. Well, I've got mercenaries there now. So let's send them. They completely stack wiped me. That does not happen often in this. Oh, they stack wiped me again. It's the British army is gone, my dude. We are fucked. So we gotta wait for that to recover. And then I guess we go back to trying to take Scotland. True, but I think if I'd had my daughter in, they would have been my vassal. I tried. I did try. Anglo-Saxons just aren't built for it. They're much better for, well, I guess conquering Norway, which is what I'm going to be doing in this game. Actually, are they still pagans? Or no, they have converted. Mostly. So that just happened naturally. It looks like Russia is Jewish, which is weird. That's because of the Khazars, who for the first several centuries of this game, the Khazars were one of the most powerful countries on the map, and then they just completely imploded. That's not a bad idea, but that crusade wasn't going to be won. Those guys they had way more men than I expected. Well, I will just... no, let's not do that. I'll just focus on building up the kingdom for now. Well, the empire. Because we are the Emperor of Britain. And my territories are so absurdly wealthy, nobody can touch me. Let's try to murder the King of Scotland. And there's no real chance of that happening. I'm pretty sure teleportation is completely impossible from a scientific standpoint. And Hoi 4 can be fun. Also, fair enough. But no, Hoi 4 can be fun, mostly because of Kaiser Reich. Kaiser Reich is a really fun mod. I do enjoy me some alternate history, and that is a really good alt history scenario. That's probably the best take on what if Germany wins World War I. Not the most realistic, but definitely the most fun. Wait, are you at war with my kid? Well, it looks like my son has taken the Kingdom of Ireland back. They are both a lot. They are probably the most beloved of the Paradox games. I think they have the greatest player base too, in terms of numbers, at least. Take another duchy from him. I don't care. Let's conquer Scotland. Hoi 4 is good to just kind of relax with. I will say that much. If I don't feel like a real challenging game, I will fire up Hoi 4 and just like stomp all over Europe with tanks, because that's just fun. Oh, you little shit. You're my heir. You're gonna get it eventually. Oh, well, that was easy. Nice. Alright, so we've now got all of the best distilling regions. Alright, let's give him that. Hopefully he won't hate me so much. And we can create that title. There we go. Alright, son. You are the Lord of the Isles. Alright, he's got the Crusader trait. That'll be good. I should be able to at this point. I mean, I've got the Empire, so that's the important thing. Alright. Why are you so butt mad? Alright, can I persuade any of you? I've got money. Will you be my friend for money? Some of you will be, and that's all that matters. Alright, that's better. No, you can fuck off. More civil wars. Let's go. Alright, can I hire any mercenaries? Let's get you guys, because you got armored horsemen. Kill them all. Alright, you mercy and shitheel. He must have a real thick fort, because that has taken forever to break into. That would be quite an accomplishment. You know, one primitive form of biological warfare that was relatively commonplace during the medieval era was archers taking shits on the battlefield, and then they would dip their arrows in the shit, so that the odds of the wound becoming infected were basically 100%. That's right, I'm the king, baby. Nobody fucks with me and lives to tell about it. Kill them all. There we go. Beautiful. He's my cousin, actually. And he is a giant. He is a disfigured giant genius. That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, join the court, lady. You seem cool. Alright, go slaughter these Mercian swine. Oh, now I'm infirm. That's great. What, actually, I think he's one of my dukes. Yeah, he's the Duke of Deira, so he's in charge of quite a lot. That's one of the more powerful lordships in the realm. Oh yeah, that makes some pretty disgusting borders. Alright, there we go. That's the war won. Come on, you Mercian dickhead. This is why you don't fuck with your king. I'll take all of your land, please. Oh, wait, that's right. I lowered that, didn't I? Well, I just need 9 prestige, and I can fix that. Maybe. But then he might be too powerful because he already controls... oh, I can usurp the kingdom. I'll take that, thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, I can't offer him vassalage because he's at war. There we go. Let's raise crown authority. Oh, my son died. Well, that sucks. Who's my heir now? Alright, well, he's not too bad. What just happened? Oh, I usurped the Kingdom of Scotland. So I am now the King of Scotland, and Scotland has been divided into its constituent duchies. Yeah, so I took control of enough of Scotland that I was able to usurp it completely. Alright, so you're my heir now. And he's pretty good. He's got low diplomacy. It's now part of Britain, that's for damn sure. But I'll probably leave it as its own constituent kingdom and hand it off to a vassal. Oh, good eye. I missed that one. So I should be able to pretty handily conquer the rest of Scotland now, because they don't have one king ruling over them, so I can wage multiple wars. Can nominate a successor. Well, that needs to change. Alright, I need some prestige before I can change the Scotland law. But it's part of Britain now, so even if it's an elective kingdom within the monarchy, that's fine. What is going on? Okay, so the Icelandics are trying to conquer northern Scotland. That's great. Probably. But yeah, so what's going on? Alright, so we've got you, and I've got a truce with you. That is a thick Norway, but they don't control most of Norway. They're more Swedish than they are Norway, which is the weird thing. Oh well, but I got some piety, so that's pretty cool. Let's take carefree. That'll be good. I'm infirm, but I'm not doing that. Oh, he's got gout. That's not good. I don't really want to give away any of my counties. Or maybe I could give away Buckingham to the Holy Order. Then I'll nominate him. And... shit, what did I just do? Alright, well I founded a Holy Order. Don't know exactly where they're based, and my head of faith doesn't hate me anymore, so I can get money out of them. Good idea. Let me do that. Then again, I do have some faction problems. Once the next king takes over, I should be able to. The Knights Templar were French originally, but they did have knights from across Europe. Like, it originated as a French order, but there were plenty of knights who joined it from all around to be part of the Crusades, and they had bases all across continental Europe. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Well, they didn't take either of the baronies that I really care about, so that's fine. But I got a Holy Order, so that's pretty cool. Now, I kind of want to make these my personal domain, or at least add them to it. So let's get individual claims on the islands up here. We've almost got perfect sexy borders. Almost. Oh, there was a new faction created. That's great. Who are you? Well, at least you're of my... Okay, she's my sister. At least it's a weak one. Only the Duke of East Anglia supports her, and he's one of the weaker ones in the realm, because... City of Mortlack. Well, it's not a barony I control, so let's give it to the Templars. Southampton. Yeah, I don't know where they just set up, but something under my control. Let's ransom all these assholes for whatever they're worth. Well, they want my uncle to be the King of Scotland. That's fine. I don't really care so long as it is part of my kingdom. Or rather, part of my empire. Exactly, yeah. No, we started this game as Earl Alfred of Somerset, and now we're the Emperor of all Britain. Well, I get why most of these guys hate me. I did kind of conquer them. Let's take mental resilience. That's pretty good. He might have been. So, fun fact about the Knights Templar is the minority of them were actually knights. The vast majority of men serving in the Knights Templar were support staff. That's part of what made them so effective as a fighting unit, is they were supported not unlike a modern army would be. So behind every Templar was a whole array of infrastructure to make it so that all he had to do was focus on killing whatever was in front of him. Oh, nice. Alright, so all we really got to do is take these last little bit of provinces here and the islands. And then we can focus on Iceland and Norway. But I can grab that one now. Yeah, so the Vikings didn't land there in this timeline, so no Normandy. Actually, there aren't that many Viking kingdoms, period. And it looks like Aquitaine broke away from the Byzantines. But still, this is one of the thickest Byzantiums I have ever seen in the entire time I've been playing any kind of Paradox games. Alright, let's finish off continental Scotland. But yeah, I guess no Vikings in northern France, no Normandy. And the main reason the duchy was established was the Viking raid on Paris, so... That's the idea. My goal is to conquer all of Iceland and Norway, so I will definitely be setting up cadet branches. Because they'll be constituent kings under me. Oh, that's not good. How are you losing this? Alright, there it goes. Alright. Yeah, how is my giant doing? He's still holding up pretty damn good. He likes me a lot. Anyone here ever played Dragon Age 2? It was definitely the weakest Dragon Age game. But the city of Kirkwall does actually exist. It's in the Orkney Islands. There we go. You are now my vassal. And I'll send you a gift so you don't try to fucking kill me. But I don't think it'll help all that much. Yeah, I've kind of developed an affection for the big guy myself. The disfigured Giga Chad. So, he has a bastard founder. Altair Ekferson. Okay, so that is a cadet branch. That's pretty cool. Go-to in Dragon Age, I usually play a mage. And usually human because I'm boring. I did like the Solus storyline that they were kind of teasing at the end of the Intruder DLC. And it would be really interesting having a villain who used to be a companion. Like, imagine if Saren had been your companion in the first Mass Effect game or something like that. Also, yes, he was. Or like if Saren had been some kind of recurring character. It'll be interesting because we know him as a character already from Inquisition. Oh, shit. Who are you? The Duchess of Dehwebarth. Well, you suck, lady, so I'm gonna have to probably fight you. Alright, I should be able to go to war with the Duchess of the Islands pretty soon. But we have formed Britannia. Actually, no. Alright, so I can actually give you the Kingdom of Scotland now that you're my vassal. So this should make you not hate me. Or at least hate me less. There we go. Easily solved. And I can keep ransoming some people. So let's just do that. And I'm going to go to war with you for Orkney. Let's invade Orkney with 16,000 men. This will be the most lopsided war in the entire run. Yeah, all she can muster is 2,000 men. This will be over fast. Yeah, no, fuck those guys. Yeah, probably will. This will probably end up in some kind of nasty guerrilla war or something. Oh, so I downloaded a mod that gives me the Joan of Arc storyline events from CK2. And that's just what happened. Nice. So yeah, we have our own Maid of Orleans helping us out here. I'll take that piety, thank you. Though I will tell you, the game I'm more excited for than Dragon Age 4 is Mass Effect 4. Now, I know Mass Effect Andromeda kind of sucked, especially when it first came out, but I am a sucker for Mass Effect. I bought like all the ad material. Like I bought into all the hype for Mass Effect Andromeda. I was disappointed, but who wasn't? And I'm still excited for Mass Effect 4 because I'm kind of stupid. Because honestly, it's the best space opera we've gotten in a very long time. At least the original trilogy is. Like, was the ending to Mass Effect 3 perfect? Far from it. But it was still a great game. And I had a lot of fun playing, especially with the Citadel DLC, which I admit was basically all fan service, but it was good fan service. There's nothing wrong with fan service if you do it right. Just gave us a bit more time with all the characters that we came to love throughout the whole original trilogy. Honestly, in most RPGs, I wind up playing the caster build. I've always been drawn to it. Like, my first character in Skyrim, Mage. First character in Dragon Age, Mage. In Mass Effect, I usually play the Adept, which is basically just Space Wizard. I always like the caster builds. Rogue One has been the best of the modern Star Wars movies, hands down. And even then, it doesn't really hold a candle to the original trilogy. It was just... It functioned better as an actual story than New Star Wars. New Star Wars blows. 7 was okay. 8 was horrible. And 9 was even worse. God, just Ryan Johnson did Star Wars worse than George Lucas did in the prequels. I'll take that stewardship, thank you. That's the worst part, is it's officially canon, which sucks. Cause it's the new trilogy is horrible. Really, all they should have done. Solo was all right. Rogue One I liked because it kind of tied into the original, and I honestly liked some of the characters. Okay, we've got this going on. Also, that is true. Part of the problem is George Lucas is one of those guys who has a lot of good ideas. But for every good idea he also has a bad idea. And he needs a good editor to filter out the good ideas from the bad ideas. And I don't think he had that with the prequels, because there are some really good ideas in the prequels. Like, the whole political drama is great, and the honestly the other main problem with the prequels is the acting, because Anakin and Padme were so horribly miscast. It's not even funny. Hayden Christensen is a ridiculously bad fucking actor. The scripts were okay. They could have done with a good editor. And it's a good example of what happens when you have a good writer who isn't paired with a good editor. Because behind every good writer is a good editor, filtering out all that writer's shittiest ideas. Now, in terms of all all of modern Star Wars, my favorite is The Mandalorian, because that's actually a really good story. Also, yes, Disney really fucking sucks. But The Mandalorian was actually a really fun story that I enjoyed watching through and through. It was nice having a Star Wars storyline where the main character wasn't a Jedi or other kind of force sensitive person. I mean, it was, but Star Wars has always been derivative from old samurai movies, let's be honest here. That's fine. Yeah, I'll give that to you. But Mandalorian was fun, and whatever character designer is responsible for Baby Yoda wasn't being paid enough. Order 66 was one of the good ideas in the prequels. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed The Mandalorian. The music was great, and I liked that it was a smaller scale kind of story. And the Mandalorians have always been a really interesting part of the lore that I felt wasn't explored enough in the mainline series. Like, I would love to see a Star Wars movie set during the Old Republic, like the Mandalorian Wars. That would be great. That's true, but CG is a problem in all modern movies. Like, they all rely way too much on it. And the thing is, like, yeah, it wasn't. I'm comparing The Mandalorian to modern Star Wars, and compared to modern Star Wars, it's pretty great. Like, compared to episodes 8 and 9, it's pretty great. Let's be honest here. But compared to the original trilogy, it doesn't really hold a candle. But, like, I think Lord of the Rings was the last movie that made good use of CGI without relying too heavily on it. And actually, if you go and watch Lord of the Rings today, that CGI still holds up. Like, Gollum still looks good almost 20 years later. Oh yeah, definitely. The Hobbit sucked, but the original Lord of the Rings trilogy was really good. Some of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, and that is honestly the saddest part about The Mandalorian. Taken on its own, it's a perfectly fine space western. But taken after the atrocities that were The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, um, Mando was pretty good. Also, you are correct. Tolkien was a genius, and as much as I enjoyed Game of Thrones, George R. R. Martin is not fit to hold Tolkien's jockstrap. Tolkien is the granddaddy of fantasy for a reason. LOTR is a perfect trilogy written by a true master of world building. Like, Middle Earth feels more real than any other fantasy world I've ever experienced. And the main reason for that, I think, is because Tolkien was such a mythology geek. He was a mythology geek, he was a language geek, and he loved his myths. And he populated Middle Earth with essentially myths that already existed in our world, which is why it feels so weird, so real. Like, if you've ever heard if you remember the lament for the Rohirrim from Two Towers, that is based almost entirely on an ancient Anglo-Saxon poem called The Wanderer. And the elves are largely based on Celtic culture. Although, because Tolkien was also a very religious man, they also are heavily inspired by the Christian idea of angels, or at least what angels were thought to have been back in the day. Yep, just got to take the last of these three, the pharaohs. But no, so the reason Middle-earth feels real is because it's in part based on actual mythology in our real world. Oh yeah, Iceland is up next, and then Norway. Call to war. Who are you? My daughter. I'll decline because I've got a war to win. But yeah, so Tolkien, a lot of the ideas you find in Lord of the Rings are nothing new. Tolkien was just very good at putting basically a fresh coat of paint on myths that were centuries old. Because a lot of what you find in the Lord of the Rings... Exactly, it was meant to be sort of a false history of England. But, it's populated largely with myths based on actual myth that we find in the real world. Like Gandalf, especially Gandalf the Grey, is basically Odin, at least in the old perception of what Odin was before, like, Marvel Odin. But Odin as the Wanderer. Gandalf is basically Odin with two eyes. And yeah, Middle-earth is not as, like, realistic from a concrete standpoint as, say, Westeros. But there's a lot more meaning to what Tolkien was writing than what George R. R. Martin... George R. R. Martin was basically setting our history in a fictional world, which is cool. But it's no Lord of the Rings. It's no Middle-earth. Middle-earth is... Yeah, basically, Middle-earth is based on English history. And that's part... It's based on, but it's not a direct... Like a direct copy of it, basically like George R. R. Martin's idea was. Because all George R. R. Martin did was basically set the War of the Roses in a fantasy setting. Which, don't get me wrong, Game of Thrones was cool and all, but it's no Lord of the Rings, and it never will be. Lord of the Rings is the perfect fantasy story. Alright, I gotta find somebody to give away this land to. And then I will probably call it for the night. Alright, you. Because you'll probably die soon anyway. So let's give you the pharaohs. Alright, Britannia formed. I think that's a pretty good place to stop for the night. I'm going to save here. And I will continue this run on Sunday. Thank you all for turning out for the stream. Oh yeah, definitely. More than likely. But yeah, thank you all for turning out for the stream. I will be continuing this all on Sunday, and hopefully I'll have my camera fixed by then, so you can actually see me. Yeah, thank you for turning out, and I hope you actually get to see me next time. I'll try to fix my webcam. I don't know what's going on with it. But this is Renegade Historian. Have a great night, everybody. And have a great weekend.